Hi everybody, hi Mantrapreneurs, welcome. This week we're talking about raising capital and building your plan. The reason that I'm in sepia tone and old fashioned is because no longer are we of the days that things take a long time to get done. No longer are we in the times where there is no money. Even though that's what they're saying out there, that's not actually the truth. The truth is that if you have a business plan that has purpose, that you are solving a problem, and you know how to pitch it properly to investors, you can raise money. And we're going to do it together in this process. So last week on the show, I interviewed Mantrapreneur Master Maria Simone about raising capital, and she had an event called the Enlightened Entrepreneur Summit, and I attended, and it was really good. For those of you that went and those of you that didn't, you missed out, because it was really an educational space for you to understand a little bit more about raising capital and doing it with the frequency and the vibration to match those people to you. But there's also some fundamental basics that you need to know about raising capital. It's not all I'm going to attract the people, and I'm going to give you some tools for that too, but it's also you have to have everything in order to prepare. So on the third day of her event, she had people come into the audience, and they spoke to investors, and they pitched their ideas, and the investors gave feedback. So I'm going to run through that list real quick, and then I'm going to talk a little bit about how that happened with AQUAMANTRA to support you in what you guys need to know for when you go talk to investors. So basically, they said that they wanted more people to connect with them. They said that don't get dependent on fancy PowerPoints or props. They really want to hear that message, right? Just like when you're talking to somebody and somebody looks away while you're talking to them, it's really quite irritating. Well, when investors are talking to you, you do not look away, right? And when you are talking to investors, you really need to connect from that heart space and really communicate your passionate message. Number two is passion sells more than anything. So the more confidence and passion the presenter has to the investor, the more they get excited. I can talk to you about that from personal experience. AQUAMANTRA, I am lucky, is all about being passionate. I have probably met with over 35 different people interested in investing in AQUAMANTRA, and every single time I show up with enthusiasm and excitement, and I see the vision, and I know the brand, and I'm going to the nth degree, and I get them excited. Just like I'm talking to you right now, this is how you want to be with your investors. You want to talk about your product. You want to talk about the problems that you're going to be solving. You're going to want to talk about how you're serving all stakeholders and contributing. With that passion and excitement brings frequency, right? Like you want to hang out with the cool kids. Well, the investors want to hang out with the cool inventors and the cool new entrepreneurs. Okay. The third thing that they discovered or that they wanted to share was you want to put your team first. Listen, when you're creating your business plan, you're aligning people, you want to surround yourself with those people that know what is happening in your field and in your industry. So highlight that. When you go to an investor, they don't want to just see you, that you have an idea. They want to know who's branched out and putting their reputation on the line for you. So make sure that you accent that when you're talking to investors. 4 is be clear about what the money will be used for. Investors want to know that their money is used for making more money. Listen, we all know we got to pay our salaries and we, have to live and eat. But investors are not going to give you money to do that. They want to know that you're going to scrimp and scrape and make it work, and then you're going to make enough money to then pay a salary out of the earnings that they gave your money to. So when you're building your business plan, make sure that there's enough money in there to grow the business and a little bit of money for you, perhaps to survive. Hopefully you can have money coming in from another spouse or another direction so that you're not taking all the salary out of the investment money. Cash flow is number one in creating your business. And if you don't have cash flow, then you're going to be handicapped. So I'm all for them, and what they're saying is make sure that you show how you're going to be making money with their money. Number 5, and I'm going to send you guys this list. For those of you that are not on my list, make sure you go to www.mantrapreneur.us. With each of my news feeds, I send out all this cool information. So know your customers and exactly what your product will do for them. Okay, my customers are people who have lost touch with the truth of who they are, right? They're sucked into the world of bottled water that provides just a tap water or like a wet taste in their mouth. Where AQUAMANTRA really connects to people and reminds them how amazing they are. It wakes them up from their heart within. The water tastes fabulous. It has artwork on the bottle, and it provides an alternative to beverage that will support them outside of just drinking it, but into their life. So you need to know who your customer is and who you're serving. Number 6 is the more you've accomplished, the more credible you are. So if you just have a business plan and you have nothing else, investors are going to probably be a little bit shy to you. What I did for AQUAMANTRA is I started to create the business plan. I had raised money actually without the business plan, which is really a little bit more challenging to do for most people. And we built the business plan as we kept going, but we didn't raise an exorbitant amount of capital, just a little bit of capital. So the thing is that once we started to establish ourselves, once we got into Whole Foods, then the investors were more apt to look at what we were doing. Then they were looking at the advisors that were on our team. Then they were looking more closely at AQUAMANTRA as a whole. So you want to do as much as possible for your company. Okay, I'm going to flash through the last ones. Don't brag or inflate your scenarios to impress. There's nothing that's more of a turnoff than when you tell somebody on the phone who's trying to help you or an investor that's looking to invest in you is that you have all the answers and you know everything and really just need their money so you can grow, right? It's not about you. If you had it all, you wouldn't be going to investors to get money. So be humble, be loving, and connect with those people and share your vision with them so that you inspire them and they get excited to invest in you. Listen to them and be gracious. If those investors take time to share insights and information with you, make sure you listen. You don't know it all. You are there to receive. So make sure that you are open to receive. Don't push. Okay? Be open to receive. Not all money is the best money for you. I can definitely talk about this. Venture capital, you got to be making like $5 million or more with your business before you even like talk to those people. So don't even think about that. And sometimes people have money but they're going to leverage, a high interest, or they want special things, or they want like to control your board, or they want to control your business. And I can tell you right now, it's so very important that you screen the investors. There's a lot of people out there with money, but there's not a lot of people out there that match the frequency of your vision and your dream. Every single person in this now moment in my team is amazing for AQUAMANTRA, but it wasn't always like that. I had some people on my team that were really a different frequency and caused a lot of problems for my company. So no amount of money is worth that. So make sure that you're aware of that. And be prepared. When you go to talk to investors, don't be shy. If you don't have answers, like specific answers, maybe there's somebody else in your company that knows more than you, then you can just refer back to them and say, oh, I'm going to check with that person and get back to you. But if you're coming to somebody as the CEO or president of your company, you better know everything you got to know about your business. Thank you to Maria Simone and her Entrepreneur Enlightenment Summit for those tips. And what I want to share with you in a short time is that next week, Gary Tomchuk, who is one of my board of directors, he's also a good friend. He's been raising money and capital in the LOHAS and sustainability, environment, industry. He knows everybody in that business. He's been writing business plans and doing business planning, but he's also a visionary. So we are going to talk next Monday about, what's in a mission statement for your business plan. We're going to talk about your business plan. We're going to talk about why you have to have one. We're going to talk about ways for you to create a model that will sustain your business. And it's not just about writing words on a piece of paper, but it's actually like mortalizing your vision into paper so that you can share it with other people. He's going to provide us with the top 6 questions of an effective mission statement. Are the key needs of primary stakeholders adequately addressed? This is all in the mission statement, okay? We think mission statement is just like a one-liner. For me, AQUAMANTRA, it is the main mission statement is raising consciousness in humanity. And then we have another mission statement that really talks about bringing the awareness to people in all of our products. So you want to make sure that your mission statement is something that everybody can go back to. All the people that work for you, all the people that invest in you, even, all stakeholders can look at it and see, yes, you're on your core mission. So we're going to talk about that on Monday. And we're also going to talk about what investors look for in a business plan. Monday night with Mantrapreneur Masters at 7 p.m. You do not want to miss this show. And lastly, I also want to talk about a little tool that I use that helps me to raise money. And when I say this little prosperity prayer, which I said on last week's show, and I told you guys that I was going to release it to you, so I'm going to give it to you in written format so that you can say it. This always brings money. So what I like to do is I like to say this prayer as often as I can. So what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to get a candle that is green. I know that my sepia tone is not green, but this is a green candle. And you're going to want to light that candle, and you can use any candle. It's not like you have to have a specific candle. It can be any candle, okay? You're going to light the candle, and this is what you're going to say. This candle of green I see before me holds the seeds of prosperity. I call on forces higher than I to awaken the wealth that I hold inside. May I be correct in the most enriched way, harming none and helping all as it fills my stay. I call on thee in perfect trust and love to create abundance from above. This I make true, and so it will be. Bring what is needed times 3. So I say that, I light the candle, and I let the universe do the rest. I'm taking the action steps. I'm taking the Mantrapreneur mindset, and I'm combining them all to create something that's going to support me in my vision. That is what I wish for you guys. It is using all of the tools. Being an entrepreneur is not just about winging it. If you don't have a business plan and you don't know where you're going, how is the universe going to support you? And that's raising capital. That's getting your business off the ground. That's really like anything to do with your business. So let's get those fundamentals, get going, get your business plan ready. And we're not talking like millions of pages. It can just be, 10 to 12 pages. But we're going to go over some of those core tips. And if it's not enough in that radio show, Gary and I are actually going to put on an event for you that is going to have a workbook included, and that's going to have a few teleclasses to go over business plans so that we can really nurture you, because I know writing a business plan is a little bit scary, ominous, overwhelming, frightening, frustrating. And listen, do you feel the frequency of that vibration? We don't want that, right? We want to alleviate that for you, and we really want to create a safe spot. A business plan is just words, just ideas, and it's a combination of your vision. And as you start to create and put it together, the more that you're going to see your vision. The universe is going to be out there creating for you, but it cannot go in a direction that not even you know how to go. So thank you, everybody. I really appreciate your time. Stay tuned for Monday night with Mantrapreneur Masters. And remember, if you fail to plan, then plan to fail. So we're not going to do that. We encourage you to grow and to prosper. May your universe be filled with peace, gratitude, and abundance. Thank you all for your time, and we will see you on Monday night.